What's up, everybody? I'm Batman, and with me, as always, is the Condiment King. And we here at It's Lit Book Reviews are ready to do another one. This is the podcast where we discuss all things books. Today, we're going to discuss S.A. Cosby's King of Ashes. This just came out this year, back in June, so only like 2 months ago. It's already at almost 20,000 ratings with a 4.15 out of 5 stars on the old Goodreads. And
It's kind of
yeah,
crazy.
to give you just a quick backstory, you may have seen our episode where Andrew pitched 4 different
I think it was 5.
books that were coming out, or 5 books, a handful of books that were coming out here recently that are popular or at the top of the list or whatever it may be. And he wanted to pitch all of them to see which I would be interested in. And then after we did that, he proceeded to start reading the very last one on that list that I picked as far as level of interest. And that led us to The King of Ashes. But I will say it wasn't a terrible book or anything, but we're going to talk about it.
Riley's to blame for that. She really wanted to read this book, so
has she read it?
Her. No. That's the irony of this situation. Absolutely not. So,
well, I'm glad we read it for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, S.A. Cosby's King of Ashes. We'll not spoil anything at first here. We'll just talk about the book itself. But just so you know, if you haven't read it, a son returning home, a dangerous debt, secrets about to ignite, and a family consumed by flames. So essentially, you have like kind of a family mystery drama here. Some siblings whose mother disappeared in the past are getting back together when their father is in the hospital, essentially for reasons that you would find out in the book. And they're trying to basically figure out this mystery. They get caught up in all kinds of whatnot. And it's kind of, I mean, it's a mystery thriller, right? That's what this is.
I think so. I guess it's like a crime mystery thriller, if that's like a subgenre. I didn't know about that, but I think that's maybe how this is qualified as. I wouldn't say it's a spoiler to say that the main character, Roman, like you said, is going back to take care of his dad. They have a family-owned business. They're trying to figure out what's going on with that. But then the underlying secret is that his mom died, and they don't really, they don't know if she died or not. She either disappeared or died. They're assuming she died, but they don't really know. But anyway, they don't know what happened to her, and it was like 20 years ago. So that's like kind of a small thread going through that. So kind of 2 separate things. But it was, I mean, I thought it was good. I think you gave it 3 stars.
So I mean, I gave it 3 stars. I think you gave it 4. So 3 stars for me. I mean, it's not bad. It just, I mean, to be honest, so we don't read books like this very often.
Yeah.
And part of the reason for me is because they just don't really do it for me. So part of the reason, I mean, this book was never going to get 5 stars, to be honest. Like, it would have had to have been the best mystery thriller of all time. So it's just not for me. So and I did still give it a chance. I do rank books based on what they are. So I'm not really counting it against it that it's not a book that I would typically read. But that, I'd be lying if I said that didn't have some sort of effect. I'm sure it did.
Oh, for sure.
But it also just, I mean, it just, it's not the best written book ever in the world, in my opinion. And while I did read it pretty quickly and it kept my engagement, I was kind of just reading it to read it at the beginning, at least. And then I did start to get into it. I feel like it was like, maybe around 50 pages where it really starts to kick into gear.
I almost thought about DNFing this book because I started it before you. And it was probably around chapter 6. There's like a moment that happens and it's like, okay, now I'm interested. That was what I was like asking you about before, which I'm sure we'll talk about in spoilers. But until that point where I was pretty out. But then from there, it does get better.
Yeah, it definitely gets better. At the beginning, I was not super into it at all. I was wondering what the heck I was reading, but then it did get better about, like I said, about 50 pages in. And yeah, it kept me engaged, but I don't know, man. It's the twist. While I didn't specifically guess it, it was one of the 2 things that I was assuming was going to happen in the end. There's some foreshadowing.
There's 2 twists there. Did you see either of them coming? Like the 2 main plots?
I don't even know what the other twist you're referring to is, to be honest.
One's the mother, like what's going on with the mom, and then the other's like everything else, like how everything else ends.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the
I don't
I'm
know if
talking
that's
about
necessarily
like
a
the
twist. You're talking about the
yeah, I'm
mom
talking about
one?
the main one with like the mom, yeah.
Okay.
Like what happened to her with her disappearance. So, yeah, kind of I thought that was going to be one of two things and one of them was correct, but that doesn't, take away
Yeah.
from it. It just I don't know, man. This book never really grabbed me super like it just I was kind of like, okay, cool. Um
This is a
I don't know,
gang life
going
book. This whole book is just gang related stuff. So I mean, I wouldn't even say that's a spoiler. It's just he goes back to his hometown and it's, you know, run down.
yeah.
It's not like doing
And
well there. The
yeah.
gangs are
And
kind
there's
of
also
taking
one
over.
thing in the end in
So it's a heavy
particular that I
theme.
thought was so stupid. Just so dumb. And we'll talk about it in spoilers, but
Yeah,
there's a ending of one arc in particular that just had absolutely no purpose. Like
I know what you're
it's
talking
not
about.
like he didn't build to it to a degree, I guess, but it served no purpose other than a really on the nose theme, I guess. But I don't know, man. I also thought, we're in Atlanta, and for some reason from the synopsis, I completely misunderstood and thought this book took place in Atlanta, but the main character is just coming home from where he now lives, which is Atlanta, but he's going home to Virginia. Um, so that was kind of one of the only things that interested me about this book was like, oh, the setting's Atlanta, and it's not at all. But that was me misunderstanding the synopsis. But I don't know, man. It was fine. It was good. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, to be honest, unless they were specifically looking for
Yeah.
a recently written mystery thriller, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I guess I would probably say the same. I only gave it 4 stars just because I'm so bad at rating things, and I like you said, it's basically the same thing you're saying. Like I enjoyed this book. It was never slow for me, except for the first 40, 50 pages. After that, I mean, like I did, I guess, enjoy it surface level wise, but yeah, it wasn't revolutionary to me. I didn't guess the twist either. I'm curious to see like what you think about some of those twists, like you're saying with some of the end of the arcs. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I just feel like there's got to be better options out there. But again, so I rated it 4 because
Yeah,
like I just felt bad. Like for me, my ranking system is still so flawed. Like a 3 for some reason feels bad, even though this probably is really more like a 3-star book for sure. I just I'm I can't rate things correctly, but I
yeah, and
mean,
I feel like the main thing for me that made it not hit, and this seems really obvious, but also saying this, it's ridiculous for me to say because I've never written a book. I can't say that I could do any better, but the writing was just very lacking. Like it felt kind of
yeah.
almost elementary at times. Like I know that sounds like insulting, but it felt like a very low level reading kind of book. So I
It
don't know. It
also is
just
extremely unrealistic. And I guess this is why we don't read this kind of stuff. We usually read like fantasy or science fiction. So like the whole premise is like obviously this is not real. And
yeah.
so this is based, in
When it comes
America and
to fiction,
Virginia
yeah,
in today's day and time. Like, and there's definitely one character who like plays a minor role who is just there's no way that character exists in real life. And so we'll talk about that, I'm sure, more in spoilers. So I mean that takes away from it too for me, and that's why I don't necessarily enjoy this genre as much, I think, as others.
yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I guess I could see where someone who's really into this genre where they may like it. I wish Riley would finish it because she would be a better gauge to know because this is kind of more her, you know,
yeah,
her vein. So I wonder what she thinks with it compared to Frida McFadden and like other big name people. But
yeah. The tropes too just felt very. I don't even know if you could use trope, but I think more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not a trope because this is like a real life thing. Like the
stereotypes,
yeah, I think stereotypes is almost the right word. Like, and again, that's not really right because he is depicting like real life things.
yeah,
Like, it's not like gang activity is not real, but I don't know, man. Just some of the way he depicted it felt very. I'm no gangster dude, but it felt like it was written somebody who doesn't has never been in that life is what it came across as to me. Um, so I don't know, man, but it was
yeah,
fine. I would never say the book was bad, and if someone said they really liked it, I would be like, okay, so you're into like mystery thrillers, and
yeah.
this one did it for you. I don't have a good gauge for this. The only other book I can compare this to is what's that stupid book, The Silent Patient, which is a totally different premise, but it has that mystery thriller. The Silent Patient is definitely worse than this. This is better in my opinion, but that's the only reference point I have for a book like this, really. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I think non-spoilers. That's it. It's Lit Book Reviews does not certify this one as lit, but we don't
If
dislike
you
it. You
own it,
know,
if for some reason someone gave you this book, you should read it. It's not like don't ever read it, but
unless you have
it's not
something you
like
really want to read. Like if you own several books that you're really wanting to read, I'd read those first. To be honest,
This is only 330 pages though, so I will say that
yeah,
it helps the book for the book's sake. You know what I mean? At least he didn't write like a 600
yeah,
page book about this. That would have definitely made it too
yeah,
star
dude.
potentially. So it being short
Yeah, if it
helps
had
it.
been long, yeah, for sure. So
But
yeah, King of Ashes. If you don't want to know any of the details about what occurs in the book, we're going to talk about spoiler stuff now. So check out if you do not want the mysteries to be spoiled. Um, I mean, just to start off, the thing that I thought was stupid was Dante's ending. The brother, that was so dumb, bro.
okay. Yeah, I mean just
Like, I
Allah
don't even
Akbar
know what
himself.
it meant. Yeah, and the way he explained it made no sense. He just walks out into the middle of a street that seems busy, I guess, and just yells like "I'm here," and then a bunch of people shoot him in the
He
middle of a
went to the
street
rival
somewhere in
gang town.
Virginia. Okay, he
He
went to
went
their
to the
town.
rival gang. But like it doesn't make sense because Roman should have for some reason Roman wasn't telling him what he was about to do. Like the whole
Yeah, that was stupid
full
as well.
in cycle thing. So he was kind of in the dark, but I'm not really sure why. I can't remember. I guess because he thought he was a liability, which he was a liability. I mean,
For sure.
he was a
Yeah, Dante
massive
was
liability.
yeah, for
Bro, I
sure.
mean,
But
you
it
feel
just his
bad for him,
ending
but
just was stupid. Yeah, you definitely feel
yeah.
bad for him. And again, I can see making that what happens that he does something just to get himself killed because he's just done and he's lost so much. I don't know, man. The execution just felt lame to me. I was like,
Literal
okay.
execution.
And I get that the whole point of the end of this book is like it's not supposed to end good. Like it's terrible, and the people
I
in
mean,
it
yeah,
are
the
all like
saddest
kind of bad people. Um,
the ending was not
like
satisfying
Roman,
at
your
all.
main character is bad. Like he's a bad person throughout this, you know. And like you're
Yeah.
obviously he's your POV, and you're kind of justifying things with him. You know he's trying to protect his family, and when you find out the big twist at the end, you know that's not like that was an accident. But he's bad throughout most of the narrative of the story. Like he straight up burns a dude alive in the first bit of the book, and you're just like,
That was
all
insane.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. And you
My
start
boy was
thinking like this
burned.
whole narrative. Sometimes you get this narrative of I would do anything for the people I love. It's like, dude, I don't know if I'm burning somebody alive for
I mean, the
just. I
alive
mean, for
part
my
felt
brother,
really
maybe
unnecessary.
like. Yeah, but the alive part is crazy. Like for my
Yeah,
brother,
the
maybe I
alive
got to
part.
do something, but I'm not burning someone alive, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he stays calm and cool, and I guess that's like the whole purpose of the book is him trying to not pretend, but I don't know, like that's his character is like, oh, I'm gonna mentally figure things out and then portray
Yeah.
what needs to be portrayed to like if I'm meeting with these gang members, I gotta be on point. But I guess you're supposed to still believe though that he truly cares about his family. So I mean, that's I guess where sometimes it was like I think I got it. Like I think it felt believable, but because I mean I don't know what I would do in that situation, but it's just I also don't have the character that I thought was so unrealistic. I mean, his best buddy just happens to be John Wick, essentially.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
dude.
like he can literally
His
make
best
any
buddy's
happy.
literally the Punisher and just can
Yeah.
do anything.
And
Yeah.
not get caught either. So it's like
Yeah.
that's the
Which
only reason this story can even happen. That and he also I guess it
yeah.
has to be this way. He can just make money appear by doing all these things, which I'm sure is real. Like obviously that's got to be real at some level and there's got to be people with access to that. But
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
It just didn't hit. Like again, all those are kind of the maybe some of the tropes and stuff I was referring to as well as things like that, like a plot device like Khalil just being able to do anything that the plot needs him to do without any
yeah.
consequence is just like I mean, okay, like if that's just a plot device and there's no digging into that, I guess. But
Yeah.
for all of it to end up, we haven't talked about the main twist. For all of it to end up being that Roman accidentally killed his mom, that was one of the two things I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be either that or it was Dante. I was like, one of these brothers killed her. and if it was,
Mm.
I didn't know if it was on purpose or
For
accident.
some
That was
reason,
up in
I
the
did
air.
not. I totally missed that. I was like so focused on the other like parts of the plot. I just
Well,
for
it
some
just
reason I
it
didn't
hit
even care about
them
the mom.
for me. The reason, and this is, I guess, some of the good writing on the part of S.A. Cosby, which I'm so sorry to say this. I'm very sorry. S.A. Cosby. I mean, the name is crazy, right? Like for what people use the term SA to describe, you know, sexual assault,
Oh,
and then
okay.
his last name's Cosby.
Oh, dang.
His
Yeah,
name's
that's
SA. His name's Sexual Assault Cosby. Like, sorry. But anyway, a way that the writing I felt like was good was he was painting Roman and Dante as like clearly none of the siblings were okay because of their past, but the sister seemed the most able
yeah,
to move on and like accept a terrible truth that she just assumed was real, and she was wrong, but she was ready to accept that and move on, at least to a degree. But then Roman and Dante were like, Roman is clearly a freaking psychopath because he's fine with burning a dude alive pretty quickly in the book. And then Dante very clearly is just struggling
a
like
drug
with
addict.
everything. Yeah, like so you
Yeah,
can tell they're carrying all this stuff. And then but dude, the reason I more so thought it would be Roman is because of his of what he was doing. But that made me think, oh, maybe he killed his mom on purpose, and this dude's just insane. And that's what again, all I have to compare this to is a silent patient. I was thinking, what if this is one of those things where the narrator is extremely unreliable and he's insane and he killed his mom, and maybe his dad
yeah.
covered, helped cover it up or whatever. But yeah, it ended up being Roman accidentally killed her. I mean, what did you think when that reveal occurred?
I thought that I should have seen it for sure because of the different conversations he has with what is it, Nevea, however you say her name. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, where she's like so adamant, and he's like, "No, that's not it." And then yeah, after it
Yeah,
happened so many times, it's like so he knows how she died. But for some reason, I didn't
right.
piece together like that.
Yeah,
She was killed some other way, or that whole thing happened. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean, they're trying to confront her about her having an affair. I feel like he definitely covered that
yeah,
up pretty well with like, oh, but the dad was just too busy building a
right.
business.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay. I don't love that
and
either. Like I guess that's maybe a potential reality, but you know.
how they kind of justified it by him being so
Yeah.
busy with work, like as if it
Yeah,
was
and
like,
then like
well,
she was still
he was.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it is kind of
Which I
like, all
guess
right, whatever.
I guess they're doing that though from the perspective of we accidentally killed her. Whereas
Right.
Nevaeh or whatever
Yeah,
is
they're
not.
willing to give her
She's
some grace.
But I guess Nevaeh was also still like somehow okay with it. She was more pissed at the dad,
Yeah, she just
which
she had believed that the dad did it.
yeah.
Um,
Which the real
but yeah, the thing
tragedy
with
is
these
her
kind of
killing the dad and then finding out
oh yeah,
that he's
yeah,
not even the one who did it. It's like, well,
yeah, that part was crazy. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, she lets him die or kills him or whatever.
with that like aspirin
And
or
then
something
finds
in it
out that
that
he actually didn't
kills
do
him.
it. You find out that like his entire life he spent holding in this grief to himself to protect his son. Like let people, that is the one thing that I wish had been touched on a little more in Roman's narration, is acknowledging the fact that like their father took all this slander, all the rumors, like all this stuff, stayed in his hometown, still did his thing, same job.
Yeah.
And the whole time, like he was just not saying a word, not confiding in anyone to protect his son. Um, I mean, he still did a terrible thing too. Like he, covered
Yeah,
it up.
helped.
But
Yeah.
anyway, it's when you're a book like this, dude, when there's only three, maybe four possible characters who could have done it, it's just hard for me to get invested. Mysteries to me aren't that compelling
Yeah.
unless the world's a little bigger and there's like room for because any twist that wasn't a character you were already familiar with would not like if you had just found out, oh, she had a boyfriend that we've never met before in this book yet, but he killed her. Like a long time ago and he's dead now. Like it
Or she
wouldn't
just
matter to
ran
you
away.
because or yeah, like it wouldn't matter to you as much because you're not connected with anything else in this world. So when you do that, like it's all right, it's one of the three POVs. It's one of these siblings, or maybe it was the dad, but I never thought it was going to be the dad because I just felt too obvious.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
How'd you
This
feel
book was
about the
fine.
ending with because I mean, the one cop, you obviously hate him immediately. The one who
Chauncey.
Nevaeh is, Chauncey, you hate him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he
and he
sucks.
tries to do the double cross on Roman at the very end with like
Oh yeah, that part
Torrent
was cool.
and whatever the other Torrent and Tranquil or something. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of saw that coming. Like after I can't remember which one. They were basically the same to me, even though they were supposed to be different. The one who's violent, who like just kills that kid for
Tranquil. Yeah.
laughing at
Yeah.
whatever,
Or that might have been
like him
Torrent. That was
slipping.
Torrent actually that did that. Yeah.
It was like, all right, so these guys are not going to last long, like supporting them. Like as soon as Roman first thought, like, oh, they're not gonna, they could maybe be swayed away. It's like, okay, so they're gonna be swayed away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was
And
like,
then and that's another part of this book that felt like a stupid movie moment was in that scene, which was cool that he like took over and tricked the bad guys. But then they pause in that moment when it's revealed that the bad guy's henchmen have betrayed the bad guy. They take this moment where the bad guy's like, huh? And Roman's like, hey, yo, what did I do for you? And he's like, I got a 401k and a Roth IRA, and I just bought a house
yeah,
for my mom. And then he's like, what about you? And he's like, I just got my pension and $1 million in this. And it's like, okay, are we going to go around the whole room and explain while these two guys are standing here? Dude, it just felt like a really bad MCU moment or something. I was like, dude,
yeah,
just take care of business. Why are
just
y'all
killed him.
doing this?
Literally just killed
Just
him.
kill
Yeah,
him, bro. It just,
dude,
I
and
don't
that
know.
I
It
could,
felt like an Oprah moment.
I kind of wish that because I couldn't tell. Do you think that the jealousy girl saw that Roman was like basically? Do you think she knew that he killed her brothers? Like at the end, I couldn't tell if he was referring to like because she
I,
goes back and looks through the windows and she sees guys that she recognizes, and I couldn't
yeah,
tell if she actually saw like him putting the body in. I don't know if it blatantly said that, but
I think she saw. I think she might have seen like a body bag. Maybe I don't remember that specifically, but to me, it was insinuated that she probably pieced it together
yeah,
that he's the reason her brothers are dead. Like even if she
yeah,
doesn't know that he killed them or had them killed, she at least probably knows that he's taken over their position. So I did like. I will say I do like the main theme that like I don't even know what you call it, but the thread throughout is that if you compromise
BDS.
in this way, dude, I totally forgot about that. Dude, the first chapter of this book, I was like, what am I reading? Dude, I totally
Sorry.
forgot about that. Roman has this weird sexual fetish of being beaten up or something by older women. I don't know. It was very weird. But dude, that totally threw me off. Yeah, his whole
I'm
through line, dude, of how
sorry.
you make compromising decisions like this, it's gonna end bad. Like there's no happy
Yeah,
ending here.
everything burns or whatever.
Yeah, like I felt like that he did pretty well because the ending sucks so bad, but not the ending doesn't the ending to me is one of the best parts because he doesn't make some happy ending where they make
Yeah.
up like dude it's terrible. Even the sister who even though she was wrong this whole time, I felt like you could
She says she doesn't have
empathize with
anyone
her the
now.
most.
Roman's like, "We
Dude,
still
she
got
has
each
no
other."
one.
And he's like, "No, I don't have anyone now." And it's like,
Well, yeah.
dang. She can't
Yeah.
appreciate what he's tried to do. Like that's where it's so
But
tough.
dude,
It's
for
like,
her it's so tough because she's like if you had just told me I wouldn't have just murdered our father thinking he killed
yeah.
our mom. Cuz for her, dude, like you don't get any of this cuz the book ends kind of abruptly, but for her, dude, she's going to be processing over the rest of her life the fact that I held this against him and treated him badly when the whole time he was just protecting my murderer brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought the terrible ending in the sense that it sucks for the characters was one of the best parts of the book.
I guess, yeah. I think so. I mean,
It felt right, dude. It felt
it
like,
did feel right. It felt like that was what this book was supposed to do. So yeah, it did feel
yeah,
right. I agree.
and it felt natural for the characters as well. Roman was either going to die or he was just going to dive into criminality even more at this
Yeah.
point. I mean, those were his only two options. Dante, dude, I wish Dante could have gone off into the sunset, but that wouldn't have been right for this book. But you do feel really
This
bad
was
for that character,
this was almost like a gang version of like Breaking Bad. You know? It just felt very,
except not near as good. Yeah.
oh yeah, but it's like, hey, I'm someone who doesn't I'm not about this life at all, but I got to get in this life because of
Yeah.
these other circumstances. Um so I mean, mean, Dante's the real dagger in this, but at the same time, he's the one who you feel the worst for. So it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
Is what it is.
I don't know if there's
Anything
anything
else?
else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The
Book
BDSM
was
thing was
fine.
crazy. That
Yeah,
was. I don't
that
know
was
what that
wild.
did for the plot line. I'm not really sure how that furthered anything. I guess because he
I think if
connected with
anything,
jealousy because she didn't judge him for it, maybe, or maybe that's like
yeah,
he's
and I
supposed to
think
be
if
his
anything, it
flaw.
kind of is foreshadowing that like the reason because the whole thing he's trying to paint the picture of is that up until he meets jealousy, all these women and the main woman he's with at the beginning are women that remind him of his mom. And so at the beginning, you can think, oh, that's because she disappeared. So he has this complex. But when you go back, when you finished it, you're like, oh, he has this complex because he accidentally killed his mom. Like it starts, you realize how much more sick or whatever it is.
I just don't get it.
I mean, it's sick.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing as an author to be like, this is what I'm going to use to try and really
Yeah.
nail home a couple more points.
I mean, I'm
I
just
just feel
glad
like if it's
he didn't go N.K. Jemisin with it and give us like full on
a full
details of the
scene,
escapades. Yeah, it was just before
yeah,
and after, which, dude, if you're going to do that kind of thing in a book, I'm totally fine with it if you do it this
yeah,
way. Before and
I
after.
agree.
I do not want details, bro. I do not
Yeah,
care.
he gave just enough details where okay, he's weird. Like this is very weird, not
Yeah.
normal, and then we're getting out of there.
Yeah.
So
Getting out
I
real
agree.
quick.
That was
So,
solid. Did you
yeah.
appreciate? The only thing I would have to say is, God, what's his name? The dude that he would call to fix all his problems. It's like not a real
Khalil.
character. Khalil. Like every time he answered, he would say like
Oh, yeah. He'd like
Rubicon.
refer to, yeah.
I
He'd
was like,
refer
I
to like a
knew.
Shakespeare line or something. Yeah.
I was like, I feel like Jesse appreciated those whenever I
Yeah.
was reading those. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Khalil was
oh,
probably the best character in the book, the coolest one. He's the one I would want to hang out
uh,
with.
I mean,
Because he
yeah,
just seems like he's at peace with who he is. He's not like Roman who's out here needing to be beaten by women who looks like his mom.
yeah,
Khalil's like good with who he is, you know?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Or maybe
are
not.
we?
Maybe he's not. Maybe S.A. Cosby will give us a Khalil spinoff.
Maybe that'd be
I
something
would read that,
special.
honestly. I would read that.
I'd be more in tune to read that for sure. Just a hitman story would I think be more
Hmm.
interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, we read it. So
We read it. We thought it was fine. Not typically the thing we would read here, but we have been getting into a lot of different stuff this year, and we've got more different things that we haven't done before that we're currently doing and will continue to do and discuss in the near future. But King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. Let us know what you thought of it if you read it. Let us know what other new books that are coming out this year we should check out. And I mean, we'll see you next time. You best believe
see
it.
ya.